So what is cannabis? For entrepreneur Kushed Out, cannabis is all about creativity, fashion, food, and fun. For many people, cannabis can bring out the creative side, and that's especially true for Kushed Out. I loved hearing about her personal testimony with medicinal cannabis and her educational coloring books. So let's check her out. What it do? This is the Sesh, produced by the CannaChef Union. I'm Akil, the real deal, and you know what it's about. I'm hanging out with Kushed Out, the cannabis artist.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Kushed Out, and I am a cannabis artist. I have been a cannabis artist now for 15 years.
15 years. What started first in your life, the art or the cannabis?
I mean, like, just being a teenager growing up in Los Angeles, cannabis definitely started first and foremost. And then that developed into a craft because I actually went to high school where Cypress Hill went to high school. Yeah, so I thought if they were going to be famous potheads, then I could be a famous pothead as well, too. Shit. Yeah.
No doubt about it. So what type of products do you create as a cannabis artist?
Wow, I do a lot of stuff. I really do. First, I started with my clothing line, and that was back in 2005 when I was 18 years old. Yes, I know. I'm aging. I'm dating myself right there, right?
Well, I was more impressed with when you started and how long you've been in the game.
I've been in the game for quite a time, and I started when it was all grassroots stuff. You know, and these, kind of parties really remind me of where the industry truly started. That's why I really love this stuff. But going back to the products that I have, I started with Kushed Out Fashions. And that was a clothing line that I started from all of my cannabis drawings. As you can tell, this is one of my t-shirts, and you're going to be able to see my artwork detailed into a t-shirt. I have real nice crop tops and fitted women's shirt. I really go out to shop for all of my customers. I make sure that if I'm gonna sell it on my online store, I'm gonna wear it first. So you heard it here first. It's all high quality because I'm all on high quality. You know what I mean?
I see you, all high quality, because she's about that high quality. And that's why it's so funny when I said, I like your style, she's like, this is my style.
Yeah, this is Kushed Out Fashions. So if you abbreviate it, it stands for cough. And when you smoke good weed, you always cough.
That's so clever.
Yeah, because I didn't call it Kushed Out Clothing because then that would stand for cock. And you know what I mean? So I thought about that shit. You know what I mean? Extra.
That's why you've been in the game so long, you had longevity.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I developed that clothing line. I did all of my silk screening as well too. So I was able to really take my craft and develop it into something that I was really passionate about. I did silk screening all throughout high school, and it was something that I was really, really passionate about because I wanted to create something out of nothing. I said I had $2 and a dream, and I made that dream come true with just the minimum that I did have, for sure.
Yo, it's your boy Brooksy Hessel, and I'm inviting you to come check out the CannaChef Union at ccunion.org. We have a whole professional community of chefs and edible makers who are just like you, and we want to help you succeed and elevate your career. Come check us out and register today at ccunion.org. You dig?
I love to see it because there used to be, I think we're killing that stereotype that stoners, the people that love weed, aren't productive. But you see us out here chasing our dreams, making it happen.
For sure, that's very much the truth. I always have said, and I used to have a famous quote that would go, you say stoners are unmotivated and lazy, but I just want you to know that nothing stops me or disables me from doing what you do accordingly. I'm not paralyzed or inept. Get that through your motherfucking head.
Get it right.
And that's been so long since I recited that. So for me to remember that, like off the top of my head, it's crazy.
That's the magic of cannabis, baby.
That was on MySpace days. For real. That's throw the fuck back. Top 8. But I then developed from my clothing line. I ended up printing such things as booty shorts and tote bags, T-shirts, men's stuff, sweaters, all the stuff that I was really getting requests for. I was just fulfilling those requests. I then moved on to doing jewelry. Jewelry was something that I was really passionate about because I wanted to add an accessories line to my clothing line, but I kind of wanted to give it its own identity. And I remember staying up all night making a whole bunch of stuff, and then I woke up with my roommate, and my roommate actually woke up like at 9 a.m. He asked me, he was like, "You still doing this crazy shit? Like, you've been up all night, you know?" But then he looked at the table of all this jewelry that I made, and he said to me, he was like, "That's pretty stony." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, say that again." And he was like, "That's pretty stony." And I'm like, "That's the fucking name of my fucking business right there." And that's where Pretty Stony was born. Yeah.
I love to hear your story and your passion, because as you say, you were up all night, and there's just some things that happen, and it seems like it's meant to be, where he came in and he said, "That's pretty stony."
Yeah, and that's where I got it, and that's where it started. And he's my graphic artist now, and he's the one that actually does all of the coloring and vectorizing of my artwork as well too. So it's definitely a team member that, you know, gave me that inspiration, and that's amazing. You know, it's a great attribute to be able to, you know, find motivation through your peers as well too. But you know, I developed Pretty Stony, and today on my Etsy shop, I have well over 500 items that I handmade myself. Yeah, for sure.
You're making over 500 different items by hand? Woo! No excuses.
That's just 500 listings. That's not 500 items. I mean, items-wise, forget it. I'm inventory rich, but I'm like artist poor, okay? I need the money.
And you have this coloring book. I can't stop staring at it over here at the table.
Yeah, okay, so like my best thing after all the stuff that I told you that I've done at getting, actually, truly, it's been my coloring book, the Cannabis coloring book. I remember that the idea came to me right after the Pretty Stony thing came to me. It was back in 2011. That's when I first did the first prototype of it. And it was just kind of like a mediocre prototype that I just put together, but nevertheless, I was very proud of, right? And I then decided after that to find some further motivation, because I didn't want to patronize cannabis. My reason to make this coloring book was to educate people, really, to reach people on another level.
I noticed the text, and at first I thought you were teaching people about cannabis medicine and holistic medicine, because I noticed there was some informative text in the book.
Yeah, so that's the second volume of the Cannabis coloring book, but let me tell you a little bit about the first volume. The first volume has a very beautiful story behind it, and a lot of people have asked me this question, like, do you want me to share this with my child? And my encouragement is yes, I do. I want you to teach your child about this beautiful plant, but I want you to also not make them afraid or interested in it in a different passion. I want you to educate them. I want you to inform them. I want you to keep them on their tippy toes about what it is, so they're not curious later on. And if they are, they ask you about it. And if they do, it's because they respect it and they're not trying to, you know what I mean, smoke a bunch of blunts with their friends and they don't have any ambitions. That's one thing that I end when it comes to stoners. We're doing shit, we're fucking making things happen, and we are motivated stoners around here. You know what I mean? So I want people and the youth to get the right idea about this as well too. But the passion behind the Cannabis Coloring Book Volume 1 really came from a child. His name was Cash Michael Hyde. And Cash Michael Hyde was one of the youngest medical marijuana patients in the history of the United States. And I saw his story on a YouTube, I think it was like a YouTube video. And then I reached out to his father. And I told his father, your story just completely motivated me to dedicate this coloring book, this project to your son. And I did, and the first volume is actually dedicated to Cash Michael Hyde, and he was one of the youngest medical marijuana patients in the history of the United States of America. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I got, you know, his dad, fully on board, and he was really supportive about the whole, education and the platform that I actually was trying to present to people. And to have that, that was a blessing, which is awesome. You know what I mean? But that was my passion. My passion is education, and it's about vital information and not the mistreatment or the I guess you could say, misinformation of cannabis, really. Yeah.
This is a great interview for me because what you said about the education, knowledge is power, and especially when you say misinformation, because I feel like for me with my cannabis use, when I first used it, I had an epiphany because of like everything, the way that I felt was against everything what I was taught about cannabis. And now I understand.
It's sacred. It's a sacrament, and it's sacred, as well too. So I think that you gotta use it in the right way and not misuse it. So I really wanted to reach people. So one of the quotes that I say is pass the knowledge. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. So pass the knowledge. But in 2014, after, working so long and, dedicating so much time to this project, I finally came out with the first coloring book. First coloring book was a 12-page, kind of baby project that I did. And the second volume just dropped actually this year. So I sat at home, developing all my other projects. That's how I got pretty stony to where it's at today, because I paid a lot of attention to all my other side hustles. And I got back to the coloring book during quarantine, and that's when I actually ended up publishing the second coloring book. It dropped during quarantine, so I actually made the best out of this quarantine, for sure. Yeah.
Making moves no matter what is going on. 15 years in the game, Kushed out.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I've been in the cannabis industry now for so long that when people see me, they don't even think I'm my age. I'm like, oh shit, thanks. I really appreciate that. That means that cannabis does keep you young. Like, it's a fountain of youth, you know what I mean?
Girl, you looking good.
You know what I mean? Cannabis.
Before we wrap it up, I got a choice for you.
You want to see the color?
Oh, definitely. We'll make sure we get some great B-roll of it too.
So I want to show you, this is volume 1 of the cannabis coloring book, and this one is a lot of just drawings and some puzzles, some crosswords, stuff like that, sword, timelines, so you can see some good stuff. And then the second coloring book, forget it. The second coloring book is where it's at. Second coloring book is a all educational coloring book. So volume 2 of the cannabis coloring book is a 40-page coloring book that has so much information on cannabis. Just alone on the information, you're gonna get so much vital information on cannabis, on cannabinoids, on THC, CBD, and then you have over 13 drawings in the cannabis coloring book as well too, with 3 connect the pods and a tree maze page. Also, a timeline, 2 pages of timelines.
Wow, I saw a graph in there.
It's so amazing. You get crosswords, you get connect the pod, you get everything in here. It's amazing.
I want one.
3-page coloring book. You're gonna get one. I'll give you one. I'm gonna sign you one. Dedicate a personalized copy just for you. Okay.
Good looking out.
And then obviously all the last stuff before we go, obviously, because I'm like over here taking all the mic time. But I'm just that fabulous and interesting.
Yeah, you're not taking up any time. This is your time right now.
See, I got a bunch of stickers, yo. Like, the stickers that I have are so amazing. I love my stickers. Forget it.
What's your favorite one?
All of them. No, I'm just playing. You want to see my favorite one? And it's everybody's favorite one. If I have it in here. Oh, this one, I did it for Pride. I love it so much. That's it.
I like the holographic.
It's so beautiful. I actually dropped it in June for Pride Month, and I actually almost sold out of this one. You know what I mean? So I gotta show love to all my brothers and sisters, and I did that one specifically for my LGBTQ community. And I also got some bomb-ass ones. Like this one is a matte sticker, and it's soft to the touch. You can put this on a...
Let me see.
It's so beautiful. I love it. The feel of it is like silky smooth. You can put this on your car and shit. You know what I mean? I'm not even playing. But yeah, that's all my stuff.
All right. I was going to ask you to make a choice here. Just like the Matrix. Red or blue? Yes, you have to choose.
Something. Okay. It's just like it's just random.
Yeah, these are questions.
Oh, questions. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. This one right here.
These two. We only got two.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll take the red pill.
All right, pick it up. Let's see.
It's gonna ask me about my orgies, right? I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing. No, I don't get that freak. I'm playing, guys. I'm really innocent.
So would you rather?
I just play. Would you rather know your future or not remember your past? I would rather not either one, actually. I'm very happy for my past, and I'm very grateful for what is to come, to be honest with you. I'm happy in every moment that I live in my life, so I wouldn't change a goddamn thing.
Kushed out, keeping it all.
Like the game said, if I could go back and I could change something, I wouldn't change shit. I still would get shot. I still would do the same shit. Same OG, same old thing.
Kushed out is a real OG. She ain't playing.
Nah, I love my life, and I wouldn't change shit about it. Yeah, I'm a writer. I'm a writer to the end.
Let everybody know how they can connect with you.
You could go ahead and check me out. If you go ahead and Google me, you could Google Kushed Out or Kush the Fuck Out. I have my own station on Pandora Radio as well, too. I make music. I rap about weed and shit. So you could go ahead and add my Pandora radio station under Kush the Fuck Out Radio. And on Instagram and all of my other social networks, you can follow Pretty Stony, or you can follow Dr. Kushed the Fuck Out. That's Kushed the Fuck Out. And or you can go ahead and follow Pretty Stony as well too. Any of those, you're gonna be able to find me, link with me, and let's get it busy. Let's fucking go ahead and smoke this bomb ass weed. It's a Pretty Stony thing.
Word. Make sure you connect with Kushed Out for the fire art and the fire bars. Peace.